Okay. Let me just. Okay, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whenever you're listening to this, Brovivor. It is me, your host, Joseph, and today I'm joined by a wonderful guest and very happy to see him again. It is PG.
Hello, everybody. I'm basically an honorary brother at this point.
Yeah, you're the third brother of our family there. So for the last section we already talked about, we went ahead and went over the opening twist that we had of the Anarchy tribe, and we also went over the tribe draft and the bounty twist. And so now we are going to go ahead and talk about. Oh, we also talked about the Yellow tribe, the Monai tribe, and so this time we're going to be talking about our second tribe, the Jurapari tribe, which is the purple, which is everybody else that we didn't talk about before. So, let me see if I can pull up my spreadsheet. So, if you wanted to talk about the first person, which is Dan, while I pull up my stuff.
Okay. So Dan is a 21-year-old program manager for a nonprofit organization. This is his first org, he says, and basically what he said in his interview is he wants to go under the radar and learn as he goes, which I actually kind of feel like is a common theme in this tribe. I'm not gonna lie, from reading like all the interviews. It kind of seems like a lot of these players on this purple tribe, I don't know about the other tribes specifically, but this tribe seems like a lot of people that have never played before and are just kind of like, oh, I'm just going to learn as I go.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this tribe, I mean, I was mentioning a lot in the first section with Matt, that I was saying the yellow tribe ended up being a lot more interesting, but I think now that I've taken a second to like go back and look at everybody and taken a second to like, let them develop their personalities a little bit more, because I just didn't give enough credit because I don't think they had a chance to do stuff on the first day as much. These guys are definitely a lot more new, but they definitely have a lot going on. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting too, though, because like imagine if you just put I think it's literally 6 people that have never played orgs before. Imagine just putting them on the same tribe as they're all trying to learn the game. It's kind of like, I feel like chaos might end up happening.
Yeah, all the new people are to orgs are on this tribe, except for Colin and Wib, who are both on the opposing tribe. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who's new.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, we have Darren. We have Dan, we have Mike, we have Trey. Who are the other new people?
I feel like that might actually be.
That might be it.
That might be it. Yeah, I'm just looking through now, and it seems like that might be it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know why I thought it was like a lot more. It seemed like everyone was like, "Ah, this is my first org. I don't know what I'm getting into."
Yeah.
Another thing that Dan seems to have in common with a lot of people on this tribe is that there's Dan is saying he's more of a social player than a strategic player. And one of the quotes that he put in that I found interesting was that people will love me here and will let me know when I'm in danger, which is a huge statement to say, especially not having played an org before.
Right. Well, I mean, to be honest, also from the first day and stuff, I feel like he has that stuff to back up. I feel like a lot of people were very positive feelings about Dan. I don't think anybody was distinctly like, oh, I don't like Dan. It was either neutral or they like Dan. So I feel like I mean, what? He was picked first, right? For the draft? From his captain.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Dan was first pick overall for his draft. So I don't know. I think he has stuff to back it up.
Mm-hmm. See, it's so interesting with this twist, though, because it's like, were you picked first because you're social and they want you on the tribe, or were you picked first because they want you as bounty? Right?
Right.
I'm sure for him it's because he's social, because it seems like he has the stuff to back it up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he's just saying it.
Right, and I think a little bit unfortunately that we got was Zach S, who picked him. Didn't really provide much in his confessional or in his submissions of why he picked Dan. He just said Dan and moved on. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if he is as social as he says he's going to be, then he could be in a really good spot. Like, I feel like, I don't know why, but I have a feeling like this tribe's not going to be very strategic. Just from what I read in the interviews, it doesn't seem like a lot of these people are going to be personally.
No, well, I think a lot of them just don't understand the strategic part of this game yet, because we inevitably see in the first episode, which we'll cover in our first episode podcast eventually, that things start to go very hectic on the Purple Tribe, like almost instantly, before the challenge even is released. So it'll be very chaotic. I'm excited.
Yeah. Another thing about Dan is his hobbies include parkour, public speaking about social issues, and being awesome. So, I mean, the big thing here for me is the public speaking about social issues. Like, the other stuff is kind of like, okay, how's that going to help you? But the public speaking about social issues, I feel like, is going to help his social game too.
Yeah, I was going to actually kind of like make fun of it a little bit when he said he was pretty good in parentheses at parkour. And that he's awesome. Like, he needed to make sure we knew that he was good at parkour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he thinks it's going to somehow help him in the challenges, but...
Yeah, no. Don't you know that our first challenge is film yourself doing parkour? Best parkour wins.
Dan's got this in the bag. So what do you, like, just from seeing him in the first episode, what would you say his chances are of, I'm not gonna say winning, but going far in the game? Do you think he's gonna go deep in the game, or do you think he's gonna go early?
I do. I think he's gonna. This is a very common theme that I am very excited for all the org newbies, and usually, like, I'm saying that, like, org newbies are like, oh, so I have to learn their confessionals, like how to use them, and like need to learn the meta of orgs. But every single newbie, like, to orgs in general on the season so far, are kind of the central characters, which I thought were funny.
Yeah.
In the first episode. So I can see Dan making it far. He technically made some good pregame connections. Not even pregame, but like in the pregame chats, he was very present and very well known. Like, he posted a bunch of memes and whatnot. So I don't know. I think people like him, and I don't feel like people are going to do anything about it quite yet, about him being too likable.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna go pretty far too. I know it's kind of also a stupid thing to say, but he does have like his picture as a profile picture, and I like, it's kind of weird to say this, but I feel like that kind of helps let people connect with you more because they can see what you look like.
Yep.
So I think that's gonna work to his advantage too. And he just like he just looks like a kind of like fun loving guy, like
right,
like chill. No, so
I'm very happy with Dan.
All right. I guess we can move on to the next person.
Yeah. So our next person on the Purple Tribe, which I know last portion we went in the order of the bounty, but we're just going to go alphabetical order in here, would be Eric, who is a 15-year-old high school student from, I don't know, where is he from?
Oh, I feel like I want to say Oklahoma, but I could be very wrong.
I think it's Oklahoma. No, I think it's Oklahoma. I was going to say Oklahoma,
I think that's
but I didn't want to be wrong.
I'm gonna quickly double check, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yes, Oklahoma.
Okay, fine.
Okay, well, anyways, 15 years old, for high school student from Oklahoma. I don't know what we can talk about first.
Straight off the bat, I think Eric might be one of the. I don't think he has the most org experience out of everyone here, but he definitely is like very, very, very high up there with the most org experience for sure.
Oh, yeah. I think.
So, like, obviously me and you know him from SR orgs,
correct,
or orgs, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we know him. I think he's one of like 5 people on this season from Sorks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Eric, generally, like, I've never played with Eric before.
Me neither.
This is my first time actually hosting him, like, even just like co-hosting him in other orgs or whatnot. So I know more about him outside of the org, like out of his like actual gameplay. I don't know. We have a joke between them and I where we like say we're each other's alts or whatnot, and then I'm also playing his current org season that's just wrapping up, and so that'll be a weird dynamic between him and I. I don't know. I know that he's very passionate about orgs, and very passionate about any community that he's a part of. already.
Yeah,
You guys
no,
know.
like he's always like super involved in like the alumni server for SR orgs
Yeah.
and everything like that. Something about Eric that I find interesting is usually you see someone that's 15 years old on a cast like this because I think he's the youngest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so like usually I would look at that as a huge red flag, but I've actually okay, so I'm writing the episodes for Eric's season of SR Orgs. So I've actually like watched a bunch of his video confessionals and stuff, and
Yeah.
he's very like he says it in his interview, and a lot of times people will say it in your interview and it's not true, but he's actually very mature for his age. Like
Mhm.
I did not know he was 15 when I was like watching all those video interviews and like writing the episodes. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So like that's an interesting thing for him. I hope people don't put him on the outs just because he's 15, because I do think that he is like
No,
very
I don't
above
think
his
anybody has.
age.
I don't think anybody
hmm
has written him off because he is
Yeah.
younger than everybody on the cast.
hmm Another thing that he did say in his interview that I also did notice just from writing the episodes is that he says he overplays a lot, and
Mhm.
it's pretty obvious when you like watch his confessionals and stuff like that that it is true.
Yeah.
So he also said like he either overplays too much or plays too much under the radar. So the thing that Eric needs to do here, and he even says it too, he needs to find the middle ground and find like the
Yeah.
happy medium.
Right.
Um, and I think if he does that, he can go very
Yeah.
far. But do you have anything else to say about him before we say how like what we think's gonna happen to him?
I was just gonna say, the small thing of what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I feel like this is a little bit of a payback on me for when every time I complained about stuff in his org, but um like I think the first like every time we would announce a new twist, he would just be like, "Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. Like this sucks." If I go out, I'm blaming it on this twist, and I was like, "Yeah, that's fair."
Yeah.
Because I would always complain in the season that I was playing about the challenges being too luck based, and so now it's very funny for it to come full circle and be
Yeah, it's gonna be a flip.
yeah, and it's going to be a lot of oh, I don't like anarchy. It's going to put people behind, and like I don't want to manage 17 relationships. I'm like that's why you don't have to vote anyone out, and there's also like 3 days before you actually have to vote anyone out. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't want to say
Yeah.
like he's gonna complain as much as somebody like Kazooie from last season,
Oh, not this.
but I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought that was fun. I
Um.
didn't get a chance to watch his video confessional yet, though. That he's already done for this.
Oh. Oh no, I haven't watched this for this season yet. Actually, that'll be fun to
So
watch.
we'll
He's a
see.
very good narrator, so I think his video confessionals will be good.
I'm excited for
Um.
that.
So I might get flack for saying this, but I don't think Eric's gonna go very far here.
No, I kind of agree with you. My
Yeah.
thing
Like.
is, I think he'll be a character that's definitely going to be able to provide a good narrative for us and like the pre-merge type of thing. But
Yeah.
I see that he either becomes a late pre-merge or an early merge boot.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think there's really any chance. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that, but just from like what I think is going to happen, I don't think he's going to get to the end game, which is unfortunate, but I mean,
Right.
hopefully he ends up surprising us. I think like if he manages to get that happy medium I was talking about, I think he can go far, but I don't think he's going to be able to find that happy medium. I think he's going to
Mhm.
just overplay again.
Yeah, but I want to be proven wrong. That's
Yeah,
what
me
I want.
too. Yeah, same.
I
Oh,
like
I would love it if he gets to the end game. I would love that.
like I don't know how many times Eric has actually gotten to the end. I know that he did well in Brackworks,
hmm
right?
Yeah.
I got like second place, I think, or something like that. So I'd really be happy to see them make the end game. You know,
hmm Yeah.
um, I'm trying to think what else there was. Oh, we did mention. I feel like we forgot to mention this a little bit with Dan earlier, which I know this again creeps into that day one stuff, but we talked about it on the other portion too. That Dan kept using like the masculine term "man" whenever referring to Eric. Like he would always be like, "Hey, what's up,
Oh, yeah.
man?" Like, "Hey, what's up,
Mm,
man?" Like, "Glad to see you, man." And like Eric
yeah.
was like, "That just made me feel weird." Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, that's hard.
So I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna like amount to anything. I was just pointing that out.
hmm Well, I
But
mean, hopefully I mean, hopefully Eric will say something to him and just be like, just so you
Yeah.
know, like it makes me uncomfortable when you say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Eric has been like generally critical of Dan, but I think
Yeah.
too many people like Dan for it to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, I don't like how like happy he is. All not like this makes Eric sound like a real like cynical like.
I hate it when people are happy. Eric,
Yeah.
that is not us quoting you. You definitely did not say that. Yeah, I guess.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. But I just noticed that Eric was being very critical of Dan's like. It feels like he's being fake whenever he's like very optimistic and like stuff like that. So I mean, I know that's not what Eric's like. I would hate for Eric to be painted a negative way because Dan becomes too.
No, he's
likable.
he's a very positive person. Like we can see that. So
Yeah.
We love you, Eric.
No one can be happy.
All right. I guess moving right along to the next one on our list. Correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Mayari.
Yeah, that's how I've been saying it.
I think it's Mayari. Yeah, so Mayari is a 21-year-old and is an overnight stalker, and that is not STALKER. It's stalker as in STOCKER. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Very, very important there. Mayari has played in 5 orgs before, and interestingly enough, has gotten 6th place, 6th place, 6th place, 7th place, and 7th place. So by that terms, we are looking at our 7th placer right here.
Yeah, so Mayari is like relatively new to orgs. Like, I mean, I say 5 orgs, like that's like not much, but that's just like,
I mean,
compared to me,
a bit.
Well, okay, compared to me, who's been playing for like 3 years, right? Like I see 5, and I'm like, oh.
Okay, well, you have an addiction. It's just a problem. Okay.
Oh my God, no! Addiction, I swear. I can stop.
The first step is denial.
I can stop. I swear.
Joseph, we can get you help.
Yeah, this is my help.
As we're doing a podcast about orgs.
No, I swear. Okay, sorry.
Anyways, back to Mayari.
Yeah. So it seems like in their most recent org that the first org that they got, they won Underdog, and the most recent org, which was an all-star season, they were nominated for Best Underdog, Most Robbed, and award Fan Favorite, Dumbest Move, Biggest Rivalry, and finally Most Love in the Spec Lounge. So,
I mean, the spectators always root for an underdog, and it sounds like that's a common theme here. Underdog.
Yeah, I wonder what constitutes or how she gets to be the underdog, if she does it to herself, or like if you're the underdog multiple times, you probably have done something that puts yourself into that position multiple times.
Yeah, are you basically saying it's a you problem?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You did it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, it's not necessarily bad to be an underdog. It just it gives you something to fight for. Like you fight from the bottom. It's not necessarily a bad thing, I don't think. And it means you're rootable also, which is a good thing. Yeah. Another quote that Mayari said is, "This game, I'm hoping for nothing more than to play my best game ever. I've had a little bit of time to rest my mind. I think I have effectively reflected upon my past experience and mistakes." So, I mean, that's good that she's acknowledging that she has past mistakes, because some people will just be like, "Oh, I don't know what happened. I played so good and then I got blindsided."
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to talk about a little bit before. It's like if you were given underdog like multiple times, that probably means you were on the bottom multiple times, and that probably means you did something to get yourself on the bottom. But if she's reflected on herself, then I'm hoping that's gonna mean good news for us in the future.
Yeah. Another thing she says also is that she's very good at slipping through the cracks. Like she says, I'm always in danger of sliding my way on until 6th or 7th for one reason or another. So, I mean, that can be interpreted multiple ways. You can just be sliding by because you're so under the radar that people don't notice. Or it can be the flip side where you're such a target, but you've managed to slide through. But I feel like the way I'm reading this is it's probably the first option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping to see more. I don't know like what we'll get just because like they haven't been put in a trap yet. So
I think we should rig it to get her 7th.
yeah, that's the plan. We're just gonna do a challenge at the final 7 that's like, I don't know, 12 janky. Do you think she's good at chess?
No.
Oh,
I
perfect. That's my favorite
get that
rigging
vibe.
challenge.
Yeah.
That's my favorite challenge to rig people against it.
Anyways. No, but like for real, like I wouldn't want to see like 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 12th or something. Like we got to get her to 7th, and then we need to make sure she goes at 7th. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Realistically though, I don't see her going that. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I can see her going like maybe 9th or 8th just from sliding under the radar.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna go much farther than that, but I think she can slide under the radar to get her to the merge and then be an early merge boot.
Yeah, my predictions are it depends on a swap. I think if she's put into a bad swap, I don't know if she'll be able to like get out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
That's my type of vibe. I feel like she's a swap boot if she gets a bad swap.
That's true.
But then if she gets a good swap, then I think she can just like stick with her original tribe and then go to the merge and then get out like 9th or 8th or something like that, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree there.
Okay, so I think the next person on our list is, I believe, Mike, which, let me just say, I love Mike. He's one of the org newbies, and that I've always said that I just love all the org newbies this season. He's been great with us in confessional so far, so I'm really excited. Anyways, Mike is a 21-year-old student in his 3rd year of studying engineering and Italian. He's also a self-proclaimed diehard Survivor fan.
We love those.
And then he probably said something about in his interview wanting to always play the game of Survivor but never having the opportunity to, but finally having this chance because of playing orgs.
Mike, spoiler alert, every single person that has played an org has said that. Just
I would never say that. I would never say I want to go on the real show.
Actually, no, that's true. I would not. Anyways.
No. Yeah, no. I would. Sorry. We're going to go off on a tangent on that. I would never want to go on the real Survivor. I would die.
I don't even eat seafood, so I'm just like, that's not okay for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Mike. Diehard Survivor fan. It's his very first org, and honestly, out of like everyone that is their first org, I feel like I get the most potential out of Mike almost.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I mean, part of it for me might be because he says he's a diehard Survivor fan.
Yeah, nobody else is a diehard Survivor fan. No, nobody else likes Survivor on this cast. So
just no one said it, okay?
Yeah.
He says I want to be able to use my personality and care for others to get me far, forming solid alliances early.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I think he's right on the money there. Like, you have to make those early connections.
Yeah, I mean, but not to be like dissing on Mike here as well, though. But like, come on, that's a very.
It's like an obvious.
Yeah. Everyone kind of says that, and like Mike's interview like wasn't really that big, wasn't really that like filled with content. If I'm going to be honest, but he's definitely turned it around. Like if I did not cast Mike, like if I cast a Mike's like solely based on like what his interview was like, and if he was like that in the actual game, then I feel like we would not be getting a as good of a character, But he's definitely switched that around in the actual game. Let's see. My people skills make me an ideal contestant. I don't have trouble making friends, and I'm extremely loyal to those friends. From day one, I will bring a positive presence to the quotation marks beach and form relationships with what gets me far in this game. So, I mean,
once again, that's kind of just generic.
Right, but I mean, the thing though that comes from it is that he says extremely loyal to those friends. So I'm wondering if that means he's going to try to play a very loyal game in the long run.
I mean, I hope he would. Like, if he is a loyal person, then I hope he sticks with that. But what I find is that you'll come into this game trying to do that, and then partway through you realize that you have to backstab people. I don't know if it's necessarily true. You can play a loyal game to the end, but I've found it's never worked for me.
Mike also claims that he's very competitive, very social, willing to change his strategy as the game goes. So I guess, like you said, they're about coming in loyal, but having to realize that you do have to backstab people. So I'm wondering if he'll notice that later on.
I just think that people need to like, if this is your first org, you need to come in with an open mindset and kind of realize that like you are gonna have to lie to people. I don't think there's a way to get through these orgs without at least lying to one person. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can do it.
Nobody who wins Survivor has played a 100% honest and 100% truthful game.
Like Jamie is even the sweetest lady ever. She's a very neat lady, as Monica would say. And she's probably lied to multiple people last season. So
yeah.
Even the best.
Except for Jamie. Jamie is an angel. She would never lie.
That's true. Never lies.
Anyways. So Mike says his pet peeves are pretty scarce, but it bothers him when people don't try to see the best in others.
It bothers me when people do that too.
What?
It bothers me when people don't try to see the best in others. Like,
yeah.
So, word, Mike. Word.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very fun. It'll be okay. Not to like put that into the universe, but I think Mike would be a fun juror. Like, I feel like I'd want to have.
Yeah, I agree. I think this whole thing is going to be a learning experience for Mike. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think he's going to learn a lot from playing this as his first org, and I think if he uses this as a learning experience and comes back for another org, I think he'll have a chance, but I feel like it's going to be really hard for him this time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if Mike wants... I think Mike is probably going to end up being like... I'd say like 9th to 7th range.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my guess. I think that he's going to play the pre-merge game really well.
Okay, so we literally said Eric's going to be 9th through 7th. We said Mayar is going to be 9th through 7th, and now he said Mike's going to be 9th through 7th.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you're talking about.
So we can't say anyone else is going to be there because there's no possible way more than 3 people can be in that spot.
You'll be surprised how many people I say will get 9th through 7th.
Joseph's just saying that, so he's at least somewhat right. Because if you're saying everyone's gonna be there,
I think Mike is gonna get somewhere from the 18th to 1st range.
I think you might be correct.
I think that's just my guess, though. But not 12th. He will not get 12th.
No, that's the one spot he's gonna get. Watch,
he's gonna get
12. It's gonna be so funny.
Anyways, Mike. But that's what I was gonna say. He's probably like an early to mid juror, and I think that if he comes back for a future season of like even this season, like this org or somebody else's org, that I think he'll come back and do very well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So moving on to our next contestant,
we both know very well.
I've never heard of this man in my entire life.
No. Can you pronounce his name?
Stabner.
Good job.
So we have Stabner, our 30-year-old grocery store worker, who is probably the most org veteran out of all of like this cast, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
He's also the oldest person in our cast at the age of 30, which is nowhere near Jamie's 43.
Okay, you know what? That's just a call out. Okay.
What?
We don't need to do that.
What?
Just calling out Jamie. I'm telling you. I'm just kidding.
Well, oh, come on. All right. Why did we invite you back to this?
I don't know. I really don't.
Anyways, Stabner, 30-year-old grocery store worker, org veteran, oldest person on the cast. He is currently engaged to the literal best girl of all time. He's also the most important person in this world to me. Aww.
Okay, so I added that quote in because I feel like that was a big part of his character when we played with him in Loyalty Islands. But at the same time, it was a Blood vs. Water season, so I don't know how much that's going to come into effect this season. Also, shout out to Phoenix if you are listening. I never actually got to meet you, but shout out to you. But yeah, Stabner talked a lot about Phoenix, just like from the first 9 days that I was in the game, but
Yeah.
so I mean, I think that's a big part of Stabner, so I felt that was important to include here.
Mhm.
Another thing that is also very important to Stabner is he's a musician, and music is like the most important thing to him. That's another thing that he talked about a lot.
I'm surprised that it didn't come up during the day one marooning thing, like the day one camp that Colin and Marcos from the other tribe are also very big music people, and it never came up at all.
There was a lot of people on this tribe too. Mike, I think, said in his interview that he's a big music person, and Eric 100% said that he was big in music too.
Like, I know Eric does like choir, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that's an interesting little thing if they have like a
Yeah.
musician's connection, maybe. But I don't know
Oh
if
my
that's
God,
a
it's a
thing.
musicians alliance. Yeah, we'll just make the final music challenge. Who can produce the best song about this
Yeah.
season?
Stabner says, I'm usually a pretty social player who likes to talk to everyone in the game. I'm fairly decent at the strategy part of the game. Challenges are kind of my weak point, but sometimes I can do okay. I hope to play a social game where people just don't want to get rid of me, even though they should. Which, I mean, I think he nailed it bang on there
Mm-hmm.
from what I know about Stabner.
Yeah.
I think Stabner does have one of the strongest social games that I've seen. Like, he's so genuinely nice.
Yeah. I think I don't know. This is hard for me because from my experience with him in Loyalty Islands, right? Obviously, I was never really on his side after what happened with the third boot of the season. Just random mysterious man.
Imagine
And
being a third boot.
so I never got to understand really what his social game was all about, just because it was kind of awkward to talk with each other after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, oh my god, your microphone glitched out so hard there.
Oh, what?
You get like blasted.
Oh,
Anyways.
sorry. Yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, like from the 9 days or whatever it was that I was in Loyalty Islands, he was super social. And we were even on that voice call for like, what was it, like 2 hours that we were there?
Mm-hmm.
We were just like talking about, I don't even freaking know what we were talking about, but we were just chatting up a storm. So I do think that's a strong point. I've never really seen Stabner's strategy game. I don't know if you saw any of it really.
I don't know. I think you would do well. I think overall, I think Stabner is going to. I see Stabner as a like 6th to 4th place type of player. I think he's gonna be a very
Is it a final 3 this season?
Yes.
Okay, Stabner is my first lock as a final 3.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is Stabner's season. I don't think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna get 3rd or 2nd, but I can see him definitely getting to the final tribal council here.
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it to the final tribal council just because his tribe. I don't know. From my understanding, Stabner is very loyal until not like loyal until you give him a reason not to be. If that makes sense.
But yeah, that's fair.
And
but
so
that also means he's not going to be trusting people that are backstabbing him.
Right. I just meant the fact that I'm assuming that his tribe is going to not do as well in challenges, and so I think he's going to suffer from losing a lot of early numbers because of that.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I think, like I said, 6th to 4th range. I think he's going to get the boot towards the end, and we're all going to be really sad when he goes out. That's my prediction. Just because he's so likable. How can you not like Stabner?
That's fair. I think he's going to go to the final tribal council, but we'll see.
There you go. So moving on, we have our next person in Trey, which is Trey is a 21-year-old college student getting a bachelor degree in computer science. It's also
first org spoiler.
Yeah. Again, when I was talking about first org people, reoccurring theme, first org people are really fun to watch this season. They're very in-depth in their confessionals as opposed to other first org people. He says, I've always liked coming up with strategy and how I play a game like Survivor and curious to see if I could actually do something like that. So
I feel like I get very Mike vibes from him. Like it was very similar.
Yeah. They're definitely very similar in the fact that he says, he's a big fan and wanted to always play the game, but never had a chance until now, and when he's discovering orcs.
Something that I found interesting about Trey is that he said his unique fact was that he is used to being in situations online where he has to diffuse drama. And my first thought was, okay, what type of people are you hanging out with online that you're just like on the regular dealing with drama? Like, I don't get it.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this cast really seems like they'd be the type of cast to blow stuff up and get in fights.
Yeah.
I think this cast is a lot more. It's no Bogue de Peak. I'll say that. Bogue de Peak, there were a lot more characters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Trey, you would have done a lot better last season if that's all you're about.
Yeah, like imagine if Trey was there when Garrett and Andrew were fighting.
Oh my god.
What do you
or
do
just
better than
anything to do with Becky.
Oh, I can't wait for season 20 with Becky and Trey.
Oh my god, I love that. He said, I've had times where I had to take action, time where I needed to step back and let it blow over, and a lot of times where I had to help others dealing with online drama. So I think I've been in enough conflict scenarios to not only know when action is needed, but also know how to use those scenarios to guide them my way if needed.
Mm-hmm. So what that sounds like to me is I think he can be a very good person for somebody to vent to or like go to whenever oh my god, what just happened? And then they'll go to Trey and like Trey will be like, just like tell me all your frustrations, like
lay it all on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the good thing about that too is it doesn't sound like he'll put himself in the drama or like he won't be a drama starter.
Yeah, exactly.
Which lets him just kind of like slide through a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he says is I would probably say strategic is my strongest trait in the game. I always like making a flowchart of my mind about how to get to A to Z, even if I have to rearrange, remove, or redo my entire plan in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, everyone else, I think almost every single person on this tribe said their strength is social. So for him to come up and be like, my strength is strategic, that could give him an upper hand here.
Well, yeah, and even then, I don't even think he's bad at the social. From my
Yeah, that's true. Also, it sounds like he has a mix of both.
Yeah, I don't think people like nobody says that they don't like Trey. I don't know if I've like distinctly remember saying that they do like Trey, but nobody says that they don't like Trey. That's what more matters.
Mm-hmm. So if he takes that and then takes this whole strategic outline that he has planned, then I think he could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. So then the last thing that he says, my biggest pet peeves would probably be unnecessary drama. I've had my fair share of it, even when I wasn't involved in the situation, which again, like we talked about before, doesn't want to get involved.
Trey, what type of people are you hanging out with, buddy?
He needs to get, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Save the drama for the orgs.
I don't know what type of. Well, the funny thing is, he asked me if he could invite some of his friends. So I was wondering if his friends were the ones that are bringing the drama. We're gonna have more fights in the spectator chat than we are in the game.
Hey, I mean, if that's how we're gonna get our entertainment, then Trey, I'm all for it.
Trey.
I'm just kidding, spectators. Please don't.
Anyways, so Trey, how far do you think he's gonna make it?
I think he's gonna go pretty far. Actually, I think out of the newbies, he might end up going the farthest, just because he seems to have like a balance between social and strategy.
Yeah.
Like obviously, he comes in with a disadvantage of not having played an org before, but that's not always necessarily.
I'm also gonna put Trey in the 6th through 4th range again.
Yeah, that's where I would probably put him too. I don't see him getting.
That's my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna say 5th place just to be different.
Wow, just to spite me. It's gonna be 4th place, just to screw both of us over.
Or he's gonna win.
Or he could win. But
I mean, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I honestly would love it if a new player, like whose first org this is,
ends up winning. So amazing. I would love
it'd be cool. I feel like that hasn't happened in a while. Oh wait, Gonzo, I guess.
Oh yeah, Gonzo won. It was his first org.
Yeah.
Well, but he also has experience in the Minecraft community.
Yeah, but do we know that all these people that are saying it's their first org don't?
Nobody else. I feel like they would at least mention it in like their section
That's true.
about experience of past orgs. They'd be like, "Oh, I haven't played an org, but I at least played Minecraft or whatever."
That's fair.
But we also had Jamie last season, who was her second org. I mean, obviously, I know it's not her first, but that's still impressive.
Yeah, so I mean, to all those players that have never played an org before, Brovivor seems like your best chance at winning your first game. So
yeah.
But moving right along to someone I'm actually very excited to talk about.
Yeah.
Tyrell is an 18-year-old gardener. I think I don't know. I'm not even sure why I'm saying this, but he said in his interview that he's a 18-year-old gardener for a company. I think that's literally what he said. Like just for a company. I'm like, okay. Anyways,
we're just not gonna tell you what company it is.
I mean, that's fine, but like, why would you say for a company? Anyways, that is kind of off topic. But anyways, okay. So the thing that I really like about Tyrell's interview is that he was saying he's 100% a strategical player. He said from the orgs I've played in before, I'm usually seen as a villain, and he's like, personally, I don't see it. I'm just a player who's willing to do anything to win.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to like go back before you like skip past this entirely. He did say I'm 100% a strategical player, and then the sentence following after was, I tried to play a social game once. like he did it once.
I tried to do it once and it didn't work.
Yeah.
That's funny. So the thing that I thought was hilarious is that he says he's usually seen as a villain and he doesn't understand why. And then he literally goes into a million different quotes that I'm going to read out in a little bit. Every single one of them is like proving the point that he's a villain in these stories. Like every single one of them I was reading and I was like, okay, and you don't see why people thought you were a villain?
Yeah.
Which like I'm not trying to throw shade on Tyrell or anything, because I played SR orgs and people called me a villain. I was like, no, I'm not a villain. And now I wear it as a crown on my head. It's like there's nothing wrong.
I can't wait for Tyrell to come in and be like, I think there's a flaw with the game. America deserves at least 50% of the vote.
Not this.
I'm the greatest player of all time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this one quote for a second because I want to get into this. He says, what does he say? He says it's easy to trick people. The hard thing to do is explain to them that they have been tricked, because people's pride and ego gets in the way, and their pride meant that they didn't want to win. Is that not a villain quote?
I mean,
it literally starts with it's easy to trick people.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I don't see why he's a villain.
Sure.
Okay, but actually though, yeah, it's easy to trick people. Oh my god.
I mean, like, the only reason I'm even including that is because he said that he doesn't understand why he's a villain, so I just think it's funny.
Well, I think that if Tyrell makes it far, I definitely feel like he'd be a losing finalist because he just doesn't understand jury management.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a self-proclaimed villain. No, he's not even a self-proclaimed villain.
He's not a self-proclaimed villain. He's in denial.
Let me rephrase that. He sets himself up to be a big villain, as opposed to the people who claim that they're a villain, if that makes sense. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some people who will come in and like be like, oh, I'm definitely a villain. Like, I'm here to backstab everyone. Like, I'm here to win. Like, I don't care what people have to say about me. And then he flat out says, I don't understand why people think I'm a villain. But so easy to trick people. It's just everyone's egos get in the way.
Mm-hmm. Another thing he says is, I'm here to play a game. The game is about lying and deceit, so I'll do whatever I have to. In the game, I come across as egotistical and arrogant, but I'm playing a character and I'm having fun, so I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, it's just a character. It's not real, guys.
But like, even if you say that, then like, why are you like, oh, I don't understand why people think I'm a villain in these games? You're playing the character, like, boy.
Oh my god, I really want Tyrell to make it far now.
I do too, but I will get into my predictions in a second because anyways, yeah. What else? He says both times that he said he's never won a game before. He's made Final Tribal Council twice and came second both times. And then he goes on to be like, both the players I lost to were shitty and they were playing the meat shield strategy.
Oh my god. No, I was just making a joke about him being Russell Hantz. This is like actually being Russell Hantz.
I mean,
that was just you making a joke about the percentage of the votes. Oh no!
Nope, like it literally. Yeah, so I mean,
he says the shitty little meat shield strategy, as if it's not a valid strategy.
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on him. I think he's going to be really entertaining. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to put him in a bad light. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
And then what else did he say? The thing I hate the most is passive players who keep around inactive players so that they can control the game more. I go out of my way to take out inactives at the start, in my opinion, if you need to play with inactives. So when you're not a good player. I mean, I actually agree with that.
I mean, I agree with the fact that I agree with people that do that, like that. They they just keep running inactive players to help them win. But I don't know if I would say you're not a good player, because obviously if you think that somebody who is not playing the game as hard is going to take up a spot for you in the end, then you should probably vote them out.
Yeah. I mean, it's a valid strategy, but...
No, for sure. But it just sounds like he's trying to play the meat shield strategy himself because he wants all the big threats around.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
so
contradicting. Interesting. And then one more other thing that he says is both times I was on the bottom and survived by manipulation, causing paranoia, and lying to everyone to survive. And I was honest and real the whole time and tried to save people, but they wouldn't listen. Okay, that whole statement.
Wait, whoa, hold on a second.
That whole statement is just contradictory.
I'm so confused. If you're on the bottom, okay, well, let me just unpack the sentence. One, if you're on the bottom, how come you're trying to save somebody else? Number two, you survived by manipulation, but you were also being very real the whole time. And honest. What?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out if he's totally playing a character, like even in this interview, or
no, he's definitely got to be playing a character.
Because there's no way.
Because he also says he causes paranoia, but it was confused by people don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this is a direct quote. This was one sentence.
Oh my god!
I did not even edit it or anything, or like put two sentences together. So, I think it's gonna be
the next quote. Then there's, "If I make merge, then everyone is fucked." Oh my god! Sure. And then this next one. My reputation, however, has been seeing me go out a lot earlier. Who are you? What is your reputation? I've never seen you.
Right?
Did he ever say how many orgs he played? Because if he's played like 4 orgs and he's like, "Oh, I have a reputation," then like,
I don't think he said how many. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it didn't say how many. Like it seems like he's played decent amount, but
I don't know.
I think he's going to be really entertaining.
Yeah, as long as he makes it far. I mean, I don't see him in any immediate danger, but I also find it very funny that that he's like playing this whole character, right? And I think he actually has like the ability to pull it off, as opposed to other people who just like claim they're going to be the villain, but he actually like he has the character down.
Yeah. My prediction is right before the merge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Like right before, like either the first boot right before or the like second boot right before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking like he's gonna be a swap boot.
Yeah,
he gives me a little bit of BT vibes.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you know about BT, but BT played twice in Brovivor and played like 3 times in Sororgs. Didn't he get? I think he got pre-merged 3 times in Sororgs. All 3 times he played. And then he got pre-merge in for the Brovivor season that he played in.
Yeah,
but definitely care. Wait, no, did he make merge in Brovivor season 9. I don't know. Let me double check real quick. But the point is, though, he definitely is a very big and entertaining character that's just gonna go out earlier. Oh no, BT got 6. 9. That's my bad.
I would hope Tyrell goes far. I don't think it's gonna happen though, but I mean, I hope
Yeah.
he proves us wrong because it'll be fun.
So the next person that we have to talk about is Zach P, which I don't know really what to talk about with him. He was definitely a character in the pregame stuff, that's for sure. Zach P is a 16-year-old student from somewhere. I don't know where he's from, but oh well.
Oh yeah, I didn't really include that in the notes here.
Oops.
My bad. Anyways, says my game is centered around making reads and adapting off of my reads. I can get a good idea of who will win the season without me interfering, based off of one conversation. I'm just gonna keep reading. Even if I am first boot, there will not be a dull moment with me.
Yeah, unless you get COVID.
Sorry?
Unless you get COVID.
Oh, not this.
No, Zach got COVID.
Really?
Yeah, Zach has COVID.
Oh, I did not know that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait.
I wasn't talking about Brian.
I thought you were talking about Brian.
No. Basically, what happens is the first day, like Meridian happens, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!" And then he just comes into his like confessional. Is like, "Guys, I have a headache. I think I might have COVID."
Oh no.
Yeah, and then like within the next 24 hours, he's like, "Yeah, I just got tested positive." Yeah,
that's not good. So he's
Zach
bed rest for a week, basically.
Yeah, Zach is currently not having a good time, and I was really excited for Zach because seemed like he was gonna be a fun character.
That's hard because we saw what happened to Brian with COVID. I don't know if it was specifically just because of that.
I mean, Brian got second anyways, but
I mean, yeah, that's true. But
Zach is not Brian, so
I was gonna say maybe Zach's gonna get second. So Zach says, "I am a crazy person and I love to cause chaos."
Oh my!
Which we love chaos. Chaos is great.
Yeah. I don't really know what to talk about with Zach, just because
I don't either. The interview was kind of like not very.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Well, I also don't think it's fair to judge him because again, he has COVID, and so like he isn't here to present us all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like, hey, who knows? Maybe if he's in bed for a week, he'll be on Discord more. I guess I don't know.
Or maybe he'll just fly under the radar and people won't think of him as a threat. So, I mean, that's so shitty though. Like if you, I don't know. I feel like even if you're not around on the very first day, then you're screwed. Can you imagine not being around for the first week?
Yeah,
that's gonna be tough. I mean, now that I know that, unfortunately, I do think he's gonna be a early boot.
Yep. I think that he has a very
probably
strong potential.
Maybe first boot. Yeah,
it depends on how he does on like his tribe does on the first challenge. And just judging off of basically what alliances have already been created, it doesn't seem like he's in any. So yeah, I definitely see him as an earlier boot on this tribe, potentially even pre-swap.
Yeah,
depending on how many challenges his tribes lose. But there's both Zachs on the tribe, and so maybe he'll have some type of Zach alliance or something. I don't know.
Or maybe someone will accidentally vote for Zach S, thinking it's Zach P, and then Zach S gets blindsided. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's a very, very out there situation. That's probably not going to happen. But if it does, then credit to me for guessing.
Yep. And so the next person, I guess that's a smooth transition, is Zach S, which Zach S is a 23-year-old unemployed person from somewhere. I don't know where.
Is this Penis Zach? Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, this is Penis Zach from season 13 of Sororg's Denier Gauss.
Is that allowed to be mentioned on the podcast? Is that a secret? That he's Penis Zach?
No, I mean it's not really not much of a secret.
Okay, may I know the context behind this?
Yeah, so
Actually, do I want to know the context behind this?
it's nothing. It's nothing that bad. It's basically in season 13, Zach was playing, and everything was back more connected with Reddit back then, and so people checked more with Reddit accounts and like communicated more with Reddit accounts and whatnot, as opposed to Discord. And so Zach, I think I don't remember exactly who, but somebody on his tribe I think went onto Zach's Reddit page, like his user profile, and they found a lot of activity on NSFW subreddits, and one of them was just a picture of his dick.
What?
So at least that's from my understanding of the story.
And this is common knowledge that can be talked about on the podcast?
Yeah, it's a huge meme
Oh,
in
okay.
Storks.
Okay, just making sure. Don't want to out him.
Well, I mean, now we know. I mean, now we outed him, but
now you know.
right. It's like this might have blown over before, but now it's like resurfaced. So there you go. It's Penis Zach for anybody who's from Sororgs watching. Yeah.
Zach, if this makes you angry, this was all Joseph's idea. Okay, moving on.
All my idea. Anyways, so it's been over a year since his last org. He claims, I was always a bit of a wild card, and I had a lot of bombastic moments, and I could be very unpredictable. But on the other hand, I could have some trouble connecting with other players. I didn't always give the best answers in conversations I had them, and I hope to improve them this time. I'm hoping to play more relaxed than my previous games, but I'd also be willing to do whatever I have to do for me to win this game. So when he talks about not giving the best answers, that kind of makes sense because he was the second boot of the New York Alps. And I get the vibe from him that he's probably the least active person in confessionals.
Yeah, I didn't see anything from him when I read his confessional, really.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think similar to Zach P, I think that Zach S might be another early boot. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it helps him that he was physically good and that he got second place, and so he got to pick some of the tribe, right? So
yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know.
I don't really know anything about him. I didn't even know he played SR Orgs, honestly.
Yeah.
He says, I tried to be a really social player, but I usually end up being more strategic than the other two options. The other two options were physical or social, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really know. He tries to be social, but ends up being strategic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to work well for him or...
Right.
I feel like I'm just rambling about that.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much information from Zach, either of them, just because they weren't the most active in their confessionals. Obviously Zach P had his COVID, so I'm not blaming him for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The only last thing to say is I would describe myself as sarcastic, scatterbrained, and pessimistic. So
that'll be a fun.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, pessimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting with this tribe. I feel like this tribe is full of people that don't like the drama, really.
Yeah.
So if he comes out super sarcastic, I think it'll rub people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Zach doesn't have. I don't want to say Zach doesn't have too much potential, but I definitely feel like Zach is an earlier boot this season, especially if you have somebody like Tyrell coming in and booting all the inactives.
That's true. Yeah, I think he's not going to reach the swap, unfortunately.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Or he could be. I feel like Zach S could become a goat, or Zach B.
That's true. Also,
I feel like one of the Zachs, if they make it past, like if they make it into the swap, I feel like one of them's going to become a goat to the end, and they're going to get third place.
Okay, see, the thing that I think usually happens is if someone like that does make a swap, then they just slide under the radar from the swap onwards.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Because, yeah, so, I mean, that could end up working for them if they can get to that swap. That's what they need to do, get to the swap. But like you said, you think this tribe's going to lose the immunity challenges probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that does not work well for them.
Yeah.
get to that swap. I don't know. I'm just rambling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I guess, do you think this tribe is the superior tribe? Yes or no?
No.
No, definitely not.
I think that the Yellow Tribe has much more significant characters to the future of the game.
Mhm.
And I think that this tribe has a lot more I don't know. This tribe has Yellow Tribe has more characters significant to the game. Yellow Tribe at one point had their entire tribe in the VC. Like, and
Oh,
that's 9
really?
people. Yeah, that's 9 people as opposed to, like, a small tribe that makes sense when there's like only 5
Mhm.
or 6 of you. But when you can get 9 people to be in a VC at the same time, and you're good.
Yeah.
I also feel like that with the other tribe, there is a lot more of like a kumbaya type of thing going on, and I think whenever they have to go to tribal council, they're going to collapse a lot larger and make a lot more of an explosion whenever that happens.
Mhm.
And with Purple Tribe, I think there's like a couple good characters on the tribe. Like you have Dan, you have Eric, you have Mike, you have Stadner, like you have Trey and Tyrell, but like there's people that just bog the tribe down, I think. As opposed to the
Yeah.
other tribe where just everybody's really good.
Mhm. This is more like individual standouts, whereas the other one's kind of like a cohesive,
Yeah.
cohesive unity of good. Yeah, that's fair. Anything else that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we can save a lot more for the actual first episode.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I think that's really it.
Ooh, one more thing, actually. Do you think the winners from this tribe?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
like a lot of the more fun characters and a lot more of the strategically and advanced players are on the other tribe, in my
I
opinion.
don't know why. I personally do think the only person that has a chance of winning here is Stabner, but you don't
I
don't see
think
it.
the people on this tribe that have a chance of winning are Stabner, Trey,
What?
and that's it. I think Trey could
Okay.
win.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Tyrell for some reason.
No.
I was like, what?
I was talking about Trey. Trey, I think can
Yeah.
win. Trey
No,
and
that's fair.
Stabner are my only two. I just think Stabner's can
Mhm.
be taken out at final 6 through 4 just because he's too likable. But if he can make the end, then I think he wins. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't think Stabner would ever get runner up. That's just not how it works. Unless the person he's sitting next to is like amazing, like
Yeah.
literally did everything in the entire game, then I think that just Stabner makes the end and wins.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for inviting me for the boring tribe.
Yeah, of course. You picked the one. That's your fault. All right. I guess we can end it off. I'm Joseph,
I'm PG.
and thank you for listening to our analysis of the Drew Park tribe.